People always ask me how I made my first million. They expect some glamorous story about a brilliant idea, a secret connection, or a huge pile of investment cash. But the truth is, my journey started with none of that. What I had was a problem. A messy, annoying, tangled-up problem. It all began with a box of cables. You know the one. It was a chaotic nest of wires under my bed, behind my desk, wrapped around chargers for devices I didn't even own anymore. One evening, I just needed to find the right cable to connect my camera. Simple, right? Wrong. After 30 minutes of wrestling with these old wires like they were angry snakes, I just lost it. I muttered to myself, this should not be this hard. That moment of pure frustration was the seed, not a fancy idea. Not a billion-dollar invention, just frustration. So, I decided to make something simple, a universal cable organizer that actually looked good. Something that could sit on a desk like a piece of art, something people would want to show off, not hide away. I sketched the design myself, and trust me, the drawing was terrible. I found a local 3D printer and ordered a prototype with money I really shouldn't have been spending. When it arrived, it wasn't perfect, but it worked. I posted a short video online with a really simple title. This tool saved me 30 minutes of cable rage today. I didn't claim it was revolutionary. I just showed how it worked. And then, something amazing happened. Within 2 hours, someone messaged me. Can you make one for me? I sold that first one for $19.99. Honestly, I felt richer than a king. From there, orders began to trickle in. 10, 50, then 200. I reinvested every single dollar. I was up at midnight eating instant noodles like they were gourmet dinners, learning everything I could about packaging, branding, manufacturing, and customer service. Eventually, I renamed the product ZenWire and launched a proper website. The real turning point came when a tech influencer shared it with just one sentence. Finally, someone solved cable chaos. That's all it took. Sales exploded. We went from a handful of orders to 1,000 a week, then 2,000. I had to hire people. We expanded our product line. ZenWire was becoming a real brand. I'll never forget the day the accountant called and said, "Congratulations. You've crossed 1 million. I didn't scream or throw a party. I just went quiet. Because that million didn't feel like money. It felt like a symbol of every late night, every doubt I pushed through, and every mistake that taught me a valuable lesson. It felt like the culmination of that one moment when I stared at a box of tangled wires and decided to untangle my life. My first million didn't come from being a genius. It came from being annoyed enough to fix something small. It came from believing that if a product solves your own problem, chances are it can solve someone else's too. So that's how I made my first million, not with luck, not with some grand dream. It started with frustration. And a little bit of plastic. If you've ever felt that same frustration about a small everyday problem, maybe that's not just an annoyance. Maybe that's your opportunity. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe for more.